T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition, liftoff.
Falcon 9's pitching downrange. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal. Power and telemetry nominal.
It is T plus 47 seconds, and we have just had liftoff of our Falcon 9 vehicle, taking our Starlink payload to its targeted orbit. In about 15 seconds or so, we will be passing through Max Q. Max Q is the maximum aerodynamic pressure that the vehicle will see throughout its
Falcon 9
ascent.
supersonic.
You should hear that call out in about 5 seconds or so.
Falcon 9 is experiencing maximum aerodynamic pressure.
And there's that call out for Max Q. Coming up next in about a minute will be 3 events happening in rapid succession. The first of which will be MECO, or main engine cutoff, followed immediately by stage separation, and this is where the first stage separates from the second stage, and then followed by SES-1, or second engine start 1.
MVAC engine chill.
And you can see on your screen, this is a nice live view looking aft on the vehicle, so you can see those Merlin engines burning real bright right now with Earth in the background. And we're just about 30 seconds away. If you're just now joining us, the next 3 events coming up will be MECO, or main engine cutoff, stage separation, and SES-1, second engine start 1. And as we mentioned, today we will only be having 1 burn of the second stage.
MECO. Stage separation confirmed.
And there we've just had MECO, main engine cutoff, and stage separation.
And ignition.
And second engine start 1 on your right screen. That engine is starting up and should be turning bright red shortly here. There it is. Now coming up in about 5 seconds, we will have fairing deploy. Should also be able to see this on your screen.
Fairing separation confirmed.
And there is fairing deploy. Now both fairing halves are making their way back to Earth. Let's hope that we can catch both of them today on Mystery and Mischief.
Okay, stage 2 continues to burn nominally with those 60 Starlink satellites up on top, while stage 1 begins its descent down to the drone ship. So coming up very soon, we're going to have a few events on stage 1. The first is the entry burn. That's coming at about T plus 6 minutes and 48 seconds or so. That's where 3 of the M1D engines are going to reignite. And what they do is they slow the first stage down as it re-enters the upper part of the Earth's atmosphere. That burn's going to go for about 20 seconds until you hear the call out, stage 1 entry burn end. About a minute and a half after the conclusion of that entry burn will be the landing burn. Now that's where we reignite the center E9 engine on the bottom of Falcon 9 on that first stage. And what that does is then slows the vehicle down to 0 velocity as those landing legs are deploying and hopefully placing this stage on the drone ship for the 4th time and hopefully marking the 50th successful landing of a Falcon 9 booster. Stage 2 trajectory continues to be nominal. We're hearing that MVAC power is good, and everything is looking really awesome. Stage 2 is burning with more than 210,000 pounds of thrust. And the 60 satellites that are on top of that second stage are going to join the previous batches of Starlink satellites already in orbit, further filling in our constellation, which gets us another step closer to providing high-speed, low-latency internet access to people on that beautiful blue planet right there, targeting places where broadband connectivity options like fiber are too expensive or unreliable or even sometimes completely unavailable. We're about 15 seconds away from that entry burn. Hopefully we'll see that plume on the left side of the screen there.
Stage 1 FTS is saved.
Stage 1 entry burn has started.
And as you can see, that entry burn has begun.
Fairing vessels have AOS.
We lost the downlink there just for a second, but hopefully we'll get it right back soon.
And stage 1 entry burn is shut down.
All right, and as you just heard, that entry burn has concluded, and I'm also hearing that it was a pretty good one. So coming up
First
next,
stage LOS expected.
Coming up next for stage 1, in just under a minute, is going to be the start of the landing burn. This will be, if successful, the 50th successful landing of a booster, of a Falcon booster, not necessarily a Falcon 9. We've landed boosters for Falcon Heavy as well, and this counts as one of those. Okay, we're a little over 10 seconds away from that landing burn start. Meanwhile, stage 2 continues
Stage
to
2 is
perform
after
normally.
terminal guidance.
Stage 1 landing burn has started.
All right, let's see what we can see here on the left side of the screen. It's a beautiful day out there.
Landing legs have deployed.
MVAC shut down.
Okay, we were
Stage 2
expecting
FTS is saved.
we were expecting the call out for landing, and we obviously didn't see it there on the drone ship. So let's look back at stage 2.
Newfoundland AOS.
And we clearly did not make the landing this time. However, stage 2, we have confirmed SECO, which is second engine cutoff. Let's listen for the call out of the orbit.
Is the satellites all clustered together. Once separated from the second stage, they will slowly disperse from one another, and in the days and weeks that come, deploy their solar array, use their onboard ion propulsion system to raise and circularize their orbit, and start beaming down broadband internet to Starlink engineers to test performance. Once the satellites have been deployed, the second stage will conduct a passivation maneuver and be safely deorbited within months. We should be coming up on that deployment of the Starlink satellites in just a few moments here, in about 15 seconds or so. And we should be able to see that live. What you're looking at is those flat-packed satellites right there on your screen. We lost that live view, but it should be coming back here shortly.
Starlink tension rod separation confirmed.
And as you heard, the tension rod separation has been confirmed. So our payload should be deploying shortly here. And there it goes. Another round of satellites out in space. So with that, that brings our webcast to a close. We had an on-time liftoff this morning, a good stage separation. First stage made its way back to Earth. Unfortunately, we did not land the first stage on our drone ship, but it did make a soft landing on the water right next to the drone ship, so it does look like it might be in one piece. Again, that is our secondary mission, so we will try again next time. Our primary mission is now complete. Our Starlink satellites are in their targeted orbit and will be making their way to their final orbit using their onboard thrusters. So thank you to the 45th Space Wing for range safety and the FAA for licensing today's launch, as well as the FCC.
We'd also like to thank you guys, all of our viewers, for tuning in. You can follow our website and social media platform for updates on Stage 1. You can also follow for updates on the fairing catches and our next missions and milestones. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.